In the last episode we sailed to the paradise island of Formentera, just a little south from Ibiza, and our initial plan was to stay around for a little while. We changed our minds. The anchorage we were going to was not very pretty and it was full of Posidonia, so we had a hard time finding some place to anchor. But the wind is really pretty good. So we set sails and we are heading for Mallorca. So I think we will be there, according to the GPS, by 2:30 tonight. So we're looking forward to a really calm, beautiful night at sea and to wake up and see Mallorca. We have such a lovely sailing. We are flying almost 6 knots and the wind is better and better. The sun is soon about to set and we have about 4.5 hours left. Welcome to Mallorca. We made it last night. We had a really good sailing and well, yeah, it went dark of course, and the wind picked up and we got a less good wind angle and we got more waves, and we tried to reconsider where to go, but we couldn't really reach it, so we had to stick with our initial plan. So we came here around 2 a.m. and we dropped our anchor. Right now we're awake and it's actually, it's not the prettiest bay we've been in, but it's not bad, and we can see our anchor from the boat, so we know it's clear from Posidonia, which is good. So we were thinking we're just gonna pull the anchor up and leave and find another place, but now we're at least gonna stay for breakfast because it's a lot of fishes in the water. It's super clear, and maybe we're gonna have a swim and then we're gonna leave. Mallorca gave an impressive first glimpse of what we could expect of it, with truly crystal clear water and majestic high rocks. It wasn't hard to immediately understand how this island yearly attracts over 10 million visitors. With that in mind, we had expected it to be crowded everywhere, and to have this bay almost to ourselves was a pleasant surprise.
Morning! And the most important thing, of course, in the morning is the coffee. And we are just blessed with this Löfbergs coffee after a visit to our friends in Spain. So that is so nice.
It's not a very big breakfast. I do intended to make scones, but we just went with a small tiny yogurt we had left. I think we will be okay. We can make an early lunch. We knew finding a dock spot in Mallorca would be hard, and most of them are on top of that extremely expensive in the high season. But we learned there is something called IB ports in several places in the Balearics. This is some sort of public port with more reasonable fees. Normally you still have to pre-book, but we heard sometimes they got late cancellations and you can call them the same day to check. One of the places with an IB port is the town Andrach that we wanted to see, so we made our way there. For us the most important is to be able to fill up on water, and marinas means opportunities for this. We made a try at Andratx and the city looked beautiful from the water, but we had no luck on finding a dock spot, and neither could we find a spot free of Posidonia to anchor. So we got some sightseeing before we made it to Santa Ponsa instead. Today we're gonna leave the boat for a little while and go to see the inland and take this train from Palma to Porto Sollér, I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be a very scenic train ride, and we are quite excited about it. So we're gonna jump into Tilbert and drive to shore and try to find a bus stop to go to Palma, and then try to find the train tickets, and then we're off. One thing about traveling with a boat is that we often only see the coastal area, and of course that doesn't give the full experience of a destination, so we really wanted to do a little excursion. Now we're looking for the train tickets, the train ticket office. We got our tickets and we were just in time for the very first train of the day, together with lots of other tourists. This wooden train from 1912 is really old. It's supposed to be the best excursion in Mallorca, so we got our seats well in advance. They opened 30 minutes before departure, so now we are just waiting. But soon the train started to roll loudly through the beautiful landscape. Plantation of citrus trees passed by our windows. We passed through tunnels and later gorgeous mountain views. The train even make a stop so you can have a fantastic view over the rustic little town Sollér. And after about an hour we reached this mountain-surrounded town with its narrow streets and many small shops, only 30 kilometers from Palma, but with a quite different atmosphere. We're off the train, but it's a lot of people everywhere. Everybody's like tourists always are. They are confused where to go, so it's just a massive stop in front of us. What a beautiful town. It's just some small stone houses. It's very touristy, but in the same time it's also very, I don't know how to describe it.
I guess likeable would be a good word, as we quite enjoyed it. Then we also took the almost mandatory old tram to Port de Sollér.
We made it to Port de Sollér with the cute little tram, the old tram now. And this is the place in the Balearics or in Mallorca that we won't be sailing to, but it's one of the really popular ports, and it's also maybe the main reason we won't be sailing here. But it's nice to see it for a day. So even here they have an IB port, a little bit cheaper port that's owned by the government, I think, or by the local authorities. We are on our way back to Palma, and we decided to skip out on this train and take the bus instead, and it's very nice with the aircon, and it's going to be I think half the time, and then we have some time to also look around a little bit in Palma before we have to go back to the boat.
We had enough time to even see a bit of Palma, but we were absolutely not done with this island yet, so join us next week as we explore the best anchorages and snorkeling of the island. If you liked this episode, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.